Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by rolling hills and lush green forests, there was a little boy named Tom. Tom was a curious and adventurous boy who loved to explore the world around him. He had a keen interest in everything he saw and always asked questions. Tom lived with his parents and his wise old grandfather, Grandpa Joe, who had many stories and lessons to share. Tom's favorite place in the village was the big old tree in his backyard. This tree was special to Tom because it was where Grandpa Joe often sat and told him stories. One sunny afternoon, as they sat under the tree, Tom asked, "Grandpa, what is time?" Grandpa Joe smiled and replied, "Time is a very important thing, Tom. It is something we all have, but we cannot see or touch it. Time helps us do everything we need and want to do." Tom was puzzled. "But Grandpa, how can we understand something we cannot see or touch?" Grandpa Joe thought for a moment and said, "Let me tell you a story, Tom. It is about a boy named Jack who learned the true value of time." Tom's eyes lit up with excitement as he settled down to listen to Grandpa Joe's story. "Once upon a time," Grandpa Joe began, "there was a boy named Jack. Jack was a lot like you, curious and full of energy. He loved to play with his friends and explore the woods. But Jack had one problem. He did not understand the importance of time. He would often leave his homework and chores for later, thinking he had plenty of time." Tom listened intently as Grandpa Joe continued. One day, Jack's father gave him a special gift, a beautiful golden pocket watch. "This watch will help you understand time, Jack," his father said. "Take good care of it and use it wisely." Jack was thrilled with the gift and carried it with him everywhere, but he still did not change his habits. He continued to play all day and left his tasks unfinished. Soon, he found himself always rushing and feeling stressed because he never had enough time to do everything. One evening, as Jack sat under a tree feeling overwhelmed, an old man appeared before him. The old man had a long white beard and twinkling eyes. He introduced himself as Mr. Timeless. "I am here to teach you the true value of time, Jack," he said. Jack was curious and asked, "How can I learn about time, Mr. Timeless?" Mr. Timeless smiled and said, "I will take you on a journey to see how others use their time." With a wave of his hand, they were transported to a busy city. Jack saw people rushing around, working, studying, and helping each other. He noticed that everyone had a schedule and made time for their responsibilities and hobbies. Mr. Timeless explained, "These people understand the value of time. They plan their days to make sure they have time for everything important." Next, they visited a peaceful village where people lived in harmony with nature. Jack saw farmers working in their fields, children studying and playing, and families spending time together. Mr. Timeless said, "These villagers also understand the value of time. They balance their work, learning, and family time to live a happy and fulfilling life." Jack realized that time was not just about doing things quickly, but about making time for what mattered most. He asked Mr. Timeless, "How can I use my time wisely?" Mr. Timeless replied, "Always plan your day. Set goals for what you want to achieve and make sure to balance work and play. And remember to take time to rest and relax. Time is a precious gift, Jack. Use it wisely and you will find happiness." With that, Mr. Timeless disappeared, and Jack found himself back under the tree. He looked at his golden pocket watch and decided to change his ways. Jack started planning his days, setting aside time for his chores, studies, play, and rest. He felt more organized and less stressed. He even had more time to enjoy with his family and friends. Tom listened with wide eyes. Did Jack At the time fair, there were various activities and games. One of the activities was a time management challenge, where children had to plan their day and complete tasks within a given time. There was also a storytelling session where Grandpa Joe shared more stories about time. Tom also set up a time capsule activity where children wrote letters to their future selves about their goals and how they planned to use their time wisely. The letters were placed in a time capsule to be opened in a few years. The time fair was a huge success. The children learned valuable lessons about time management and had fun at the same time. They left the fair with a new appreciation for time and a determination to use it wisely. Tom felt proud of what they had accomplished. He knew that understanding the value of time was an important lesson that would help them throughout their lives. As the years went by, Tom continued to use his time wisely. He grew up to be a kind, responsible, and successful person. He always remembered the lessons from Grandpa Joe and Mr. Timeless and made sure to share them with others. Tom became a teacher in his village, and he made it his mission to teach the children about the value of time. He used stories, games, and activities to make learning fun and engaging. The children loved Tom's classes and looked up to him as a role model. One day, a little boy named Sam asked Tom, "How did you learn so much about time, Mr. Tom?" Tom smiled and replied, "I learned from my wise Grandpa Joe and a special story about a boy named Jack. They taught me that time is a precious gift and that using it wisely brings happiness and success." Sam was curious and asked, "Can you tell me the story, Mr. Tom?" Tom nodded and began to share the story of Jack and Mr. Timeless once again. As he told the story, he could see the wonder and curiosity in Sam's eyes. Tom knew that the lesson was being passed down to another generation. Tom's village became known as a place where everyone valued time and used it wisely. The children grew up to be responsible and happy individuals who made the most of every moment. They carried the lessons of time with them, creating a world filled with joy, love, and meaningful experiences. Tom's heart was filled with joy and gratitude. He had fulfilled his mission of sharing the precious lessons about time, and he knew that Grandpa Joe and Mr. Timeless would be proud of him. The legacy of valuing time continued to live on, making the world a better place, one moment at a time. And so, the story of the value of time lived on, passed down from generation to generation, a timeless treasure that enriched the lives of all who embraced its wisdom. Time, a precious gift, was cherished and used wisely, creating a world where every moment mattered.